Ellie Dubach, the antagonist of Below Deck Mediterranean Season 9, has been struggling during the charter season, but her latest actions have made it clear how envious she is of Chief Stew Aesha Scott's accomplishments. Ellie has been one of the several cast members of Below Deck Mediterranean Season 9 that have had difficulty with their role. Ellie, the second Stew, has been candid about her aspirations to take over as Chief Stew in the future. Despite her struggles in her current position, Ellie will be working under Aesha, so she should have excellent exposure to the job. However, Ellie has been preoccupied with personal matters involving herself and her fellow Stew Bry Muller for the most of Below Deck Med Season 9 charter season, instead of taking in all Aesha has been up to. Although Ellie and Bry got off to a good start, they were drawn to lead deckhand Joe Bradley very early on in the charter. Ellie expressed her interest in Joe, but Bry went ahead and slept with him behind Ellie's back. The dust seemed to have settled after a string of angry outbursts from both ladies, but Ellie's conduct on Mystique hasn't changed. Ellie has had a hard time adjusting to her new role as Below Deck Med's second Stew, which is the main reason her tenure on board Mystique has been challenging. Despite having over 10 years of sailing expertise, Ellie hasn't performed well on Mystique, which is concerning given her aspirations to soon hold the position of Chief Stew. Ellie has been unable to finish assignments in their entirety and has disregarded the parts of her job that call on her to clean up after herself or assign work properly. Ellie has been finding it difficult to convince Aesha that she is capable of handling her role because of problems with time management and prioritizing. Aesha knows that Ellie has had a difficult time on board Mystique, even if she has the expertise to support her claims. Ellie's inability to do all of her chores effectively, assign jobs to third Stew Bry correctly, or quickly prioritize what has to get done first has been noted by the Chief Stew. Although Ellie wants to grow in her job, Aesha has made it plain that Ellie isn't prepared to take on such a significant move in her work if she can't handle being a second Stew. Despite Ellie and Bry's best efforts to collaborate throughout the charter season, the squad has struggled to obtain the additional Stew they need. For the last stretch of the charter season, Aesha and Captain Sandy Yon were thrilled to be able to add another Stew by adding Carrie O'Neill. Carrie will be floating about for Aesha to see what she's best at, Ellie and Bry were told, but Ellie took issue at the notion that Carrie may end up taking the second Stew post if she's the most qualified. Aesha provided a detailed explanation, despite Ellie's obvious concerns about her job, saying that she would base her evaluations on whether Carrie would be a better fit for the second Stew position. Ellie seemed more focused on rank, but Aesha clarified that her goal was to figure out how to improve crew morale. She informed Ellie that she was free to rearrange responsibilities as required, and that, in her capacity as Chief Stew, she was free to alter the team's composition as she saw necessary. Ellie wasn't pleased even if she agreed with Aesha's reasoning. Even though Ellie has been working on board Mystique the whole season, the last portion of the charter has been very challenging for her. Ellie really thinks she deserves to be a Chief Stew, even though she is aware that her work has been weak, and she doesn't seem to understand that she isn't prepared for the Below Deck Med leadership position. Rather, Ellie is vexingly envious of Aesha's position as Chief Stew and won't back down from matters over which she has no authority. The second Stew must reconsider her position and make new adjustments going forward. Ellie's conduct has been worse and more abusive toward her father. Even if she may not have been as much of an emotional mess as Bry during the charter season, Carrie should be let go before the season ends if Ellie's attitude doesn't change once she brings her aboard Mystique for the next charter. Even if there aren't many below-deck Mediterranean cruises available, Ellie's actions shouldn't be accepted if they persist.